blessing the ministry has been. And so how do we get started?
How do we get started? I actually was thinking about when we were with Dave and Sophia last week, and we're just like meditating on what all God has done. So I started, I remember I was really struggling internally with just family and relationships and just being myself and identity, and I had a group leader reach out to me and say, hey, I know this resource, it's helped me. And it was kind of scary at first because I was like, I don't want to share, and you want to come in with your mask on, and that's kind of how I came in the first day with Sophia with full face of makeup and all dressed up, and I just remember having kind of a wall and a mask of I have to put on my best self, and immediately the first question was not about my role or who I'm married to, it was how are you, and I think from that point my wall and my mask really came off, and that was the start of the process for healing for me, and I think I've tasted and seen that it was just so beautiful that I, when you were struggling in ministry, I had to share. Well, I guess you can share
but
how that came up.
I did not want it to go.
Why not?
And I was just resistant. I'm like, it's not gonna work. I don't need to. I ain't talking with anybody. But I'm really proud of you because you put in the work and you went and did what you needed to do. And then I remember when I was really struggling with transition, changes at church, people, and I was not being a good husband and not present or communicating, and we had that big fight.
What'd I say?
And then you were like, you need to talk with someone. And so that's when you said, hey, I think you should talk with, we should come and talk with Dave and Sophia. And so that's what we got started. And that first day we talked, I talked the whole time, and I cried the whole time. And he's got it to hear. And so we've learned a lot. So what are some things we've learned?
I think the importance of honesty, to live transparently here, in every ministry, every facet of our marriage, but that we can truly, there's so much that can happen through living whole and free, and it really does just transpire to everything we touch.
I think for me it's the priority structure. Keeping what's important and keeping it first. So like the hula hoop conversation of getting with the Lord and seeing what's happening here, and then going having conversations and keeping you first instead of ministry and all the things I can do. If this is good, then we can do all the other stuff.
I think another tool for sure is the needs assessment and how to love you
that's hard.
better. And I'm grateful we get this opportunity before kids. Dave and Sophia has told us time and time again, like, man, you guys are going to be so far ahead when you guys have kids. So I can see the benefit of it and just changing. I
think for me, what I love the most is with the marriage tune-up is that you get tools, but we have to put in the work. So I think it's been a blessing, and we will recommend it to anybody.
Anybody. It's like the first few weeks, you hear people in ministry having a struggle at church, and you're kind of like you want to gatekeep it and like, no, this is for us. But the more you go, you're like, it's such a gift for everybody that like you can't help but like Dave and Sophia and contact them, and we've seen even differences in their marriage. So I really would recommend it to everybody.
So I'm excited to keep putting in the work. So
let's keep putting in the hard work. What was that?
Dude, look at it. That was awesome.
What was it?
It was like right at 5 minutes. 4:45. Yeah.
And
That's
that
good.
felt awesome.